Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing like a chit chat and do my makeup with me. And I'm trying to do more fun makeup. In my last video, I said that I wanted to do more fun makeup at the end of the school year. Didn't end up happening. I went to school with no makeup for the rest of the year. I gave up. But I have so many colorful palettes and I really want to use them because I realized I have like 5 colorful palettes. I don't need to keep on buying more, especially because most of them are like, I have a whole bunch of colors. I don't need to keep on buying palettes that have a whole bunch of colors when I have a whole bunch of colors. So I want to put those colors to use because I never do. I only have, I think I did my makeup like a colorful look like once on this channel. And then I haven't done my makeup, like colorful makeup, in months. It's been technically since my birthday, which is in February, but that doesn't really count because when I say colorful looks, I want it to be exciting and enchanting and like it amazes you. And I haven't really done that. When I did my birthday makeup, all I did was like, it was a blue eyeshadow, a wing liner, and just a little shimmer on the inner corner. Not exciting whatsoever. But I have my inspo right here from Pinterest. I've been looking and honestly, I don't know what I want to do, but all I do know is I want it to be pink and green and maybe a little bit of yellow, depending on if I can find a certain yellow that I want. But let's get into it. Now, because I want to chit chat with you guys, I don't think I'm going to be like explaining that much of like what I'm doing because I just did a makeup tutorial in my last video. But I'm just going to like go with it. And this time I'm actually starting with my brows because I've done this new thing to where I start with my brows. But a lot of times, because it's so new, I forget that I do that. And I just move on to putting on foundation and then I have to go back and do my eyebrows. But the first thing I wanted to talk about is summer because I'm out of school. I just finished my sophomore year in I was about to say college. I'm not in college. Sophomore year of high school. I don't want to say it was an eventful year because it really wasn't. Nothing really happened. Nothing happened to me. I didn't really do anything exciting that I can think of off the top of my head. If I can't think of it off the top of my head, I don't think it's that exciting. But I ended off on a good note. I ended with a 3.7 GPA, which thank God, because I was stressing at the end of the year with the exams and especially for my history exam because these last couple units that we did for the second semester had me struggling. Like the first semester, I was completely fine. Like the things that we were learning were easy to remember. What else? Like it was just easy stuff and like I did not struggle whatsoever. But second semester was really kicking my butt. Like I was confused, and especially because I missed so many days second semester. Barely ever saw me at school. January was the only time I had a full week of school. Everything else, like, barely saw me. But wait, what was it? Oh, I was talking about history. I barely was there, so I missed a bunch of stuff, and I was confused. And even my friends were confused, the ones that were actually there at school. We had study sessions, and like, luckily, I made a 93 on my exam, so I passed. But before my exam, I was stressing so bad. We did a study session that Sunday, studied just about every day of the week for that exam. And like I studied the night before, the day of, the morning, and like right before the exam. Oh, when I tell you I was stressing, I was stressing real bad. It doesn't make sense how much I was stressing. But luckily, it's all over. Because that's really the only exam I was stressing about, just because how much you have to remember. Because like my Spanish exam, I wasn't stressing about it because I passed I was about to say English, in Spanish. But I will say do wish I got a higher grade just in general. I feel like I can do better in Spanish. But I passed my exam with an 85, 80. It was something in the A's. I know I made a B on it. That's what I do know. But I do wish I did better because the first semester I had A's the whole time. And then second semester I started off with an A and then I ended off with an 86, I believe. And I'm not the proudest about it, but I passed. That's all that matters. Especially because the reason why I wanted my GPA to be good is because I'm in beta club and you have to have a 3.4 and up to stay in beta club. That's what I was worried about because I was like, if I fail, well, if I made I think it was a 90 on my history exam, that could mess me up completely because on my math exam, I didn't do that. I didn't do so good. I think I made like an 81. Like I just barely passed. Well, in my book of passing. And that messed me up because before I took my exam, I did like calculations with the GPA calculator of what grades I need to get in order to keep my GPA high or whatever. I didn't bomb it, but I'm not proud of that grade for math. And that just like kind of set me back a little bit and I had to do like higher calculations and that also made me like study so much more because I'm like, okay, I thought I had that in the bag. I need to like lock in for real. But glad sophomore year is over with. Moving on to junior year, which everybody always talks about is like the worst year ever. And me and my friends were talking about it. And obviously it's because you're applying for colleges. Like you start that application process and stressing about college and then like making sure you do all your things right. And I'm taking an AP next year. I haven't done any APs why do I keep on wanting to say college? I haven't done any APs in high school yet just because I haven't been interested in any APs, but I'm taking AP psychology, which I'm happy for because I love my teacher that's teaching it because he was also my history teacher this year. But I have to write a 14-page essay on like different types of things in psychology and stuff. I'm not looking forward to that. It's due, luckily, I had the whole summer to do it, but still not looking forward to doing it. Okay, I just had to get my topics right because I wrote all the things down that I wanted to talk about to make sure I didn't miss anything because I have a tendency to think about things I want to say and then just completely forget I was meant to say it. I'm gonna move on to Spotify because, oh my gosh, has Spotify gotten on my nerves. I have Spotify Premium because earlier this year, I started a free trial because my friend had Spotify Premium and it seemed like a good deal. So I was like, well, not necessarily a good deal, but I wanted those perks that Premium has. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this free trial. If I like it, I'm gonna pay for it. I liked it obviously because the perks that come with it, no ads, you can play the songs that you want to play, no shuffle. What else comes with it? That's all I can think of off the top of my head, and I think that's it. And I love Spotify Premium so much just because of the things I just listed off. But why is it $10? Basically $11. Why is it $10.99? Why is it that much for music? And then also, I don't listen to audiobooks because I don't read and I don't care to. I read for school. That's about all I do, and like manga and stuff. But I don't actually read like any literature. So I don't care about this particular thing, but you get 15 hours of audiobooks. And I was talking to my mom about it, like in the grand scheme of things, that might not even get you through a full book. So like what like perk are you getting from doing that when like the average book, like especially like books that I would be interested if I did read, like they're pretty long. I don't think 15 hours is enough to like get you through that book, or maybe I'm talking about series, get you through the book series or whatever. And that's just like, is it that, how does it work? Like, is it that month? Because obviously I don't use it. So is it just that month that you get like 15 hours or something? I don't know how it works. But even then, like that's so low. And then also they're talking about, because I saw it on TikTok, they're talking about raising the prices again to $11.99 now. And I'm not doing that. I'm going to Musi, which if you don't know what it is, it's basically a free music app, and it takes music from YouTube and you just listen to it like if it was Spotify. And I really like it. The only reason I don't use it as often is because I don't have that many playlists on there, and I have like 50 million playlists. Whenever I'm in the mood to listen to a song, or like particular songs, like I'm thinking about a scenario or something, I just make a playlist for that scenario. Like I have playlists that have like literally 6 songs just because I wanted to listen to those 6 songs on repeat. And I didn't want to like move over my playlist to Musi because also it has options to where you can import playlists, but it only has that option for, what is it, YouTube, and then like other music playlists. And obviously I don't have that, so I had to go manually and look for the songs that I want to do. And like it's just so annoying because then also last month I was like holding off paying for Spotify Premium because it's like I want to get food. I don't want to pay $10 for music when I could be spending my money on food. And so I just didn't, and I waited out. To the last end, and then I opened it up the day of. I was bragging about, oh, Spotify hasn't hit me with the payment yet. The day of, I opened Spotify and they're like, oh, your payment hasn't gone through. You either need to pay or like downgrade. Also, side note, every time I put on blush, always higher. Don't know why. But they hit me with the payment, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait until next month to pay it. And then I was like, okay, what's really the big deal? Because I was so spoiled. I completely forgot what the difference was between, like, what's the real difference between premium and free. Because when I was thinking about it, I was just like, oh, the only real difference for real is the fact that, oh, you don't have any ads. That's all I could think about because I was so spoiled that I just completely forgot how free worked. And, oh, I didn't do that right. And I was just completely spoiled. So when it went back, I was like, oh, I really want to hear Hot Boy by Bobby Shmurda. Because I was so spoiled, whenever I heard a song on TikTok and I was like, oh, that makes me want to listen to it right then. And I was like, okay, I want to listen to this song right now. I looked it up. Completely forgot that it puts it basically in its own playlist whenever you look up a song. And so I clicked play. It started playing J. Cole. I was like, why are you doing that? I didn't ask to play J. Cole. I asked for Bobby Shmurda. Why not just play Bobby Shmurda? Like, I was telling my mom, like, even in the grand scheme of things, like, if you're going to do that, why not play his own music instead of J. Cole? Like, that didn't even make sense in that context. So that just made me mad altogether. And so for the rest of that month before I paid for Spotify, I just didn't use it. I was using Musi, and I was kind of miserable. But when I saw that TikTok about them raising their prices, I just like, okay, I'm just gonna have to go on and do it. I'm just gonna go on and do all my Musi playlists and move it over. And I did that. And it took me a good hour because I realized just how many songs I have on my playlist, because one playlist that I have has 240 something songs on it. So it took me forever to get on my playlist. Well, I still haven't gotten on my playlist. All I did was put all the R&B stuff and the rap stuff on. I still haven't even gotten to like the alternative and like indie and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. Luckily, from before when I did use Musi a lot, which was like when I first found out about it back in like 2022, I have like a playlist with like Billie Eilish and stuff. And then like some Mitski, and that's about it. Then I wanted to talk about TikTok. TikTok has gotten on my everlasting nerves. Everlasting nerves. Okay, so I don't know if a lot of people do this, because I do this quite often actually. But you can refresh your For You page whenever it gets like too wild or like too many things that you don't like is getting on your For You page. You can just refresh your For You page and then like start that process all over again, which I don't like doing because then like you have to go back and like search up videos that you like to watch. Like for example, I just like look up makeup stuff or like art stuff, and you have to go through that, and like for TikTok to know that you like stuff, you have to like watch it fully through. So I have to do that. But most of the time what I do is I just do that when I'm like half asleep so that I'm not actually paying attention to it. And I just have it playing in the background so it can like think I'm watching it and think I'm like interested in that. But I did that recently because there was just too much like random stuff coming on my For You page. And sometimes I catch myself like liking random things, and like there's nothing wrong with liking random things, but I like my For You page to like look a certain way, and I don't want that like that thing that I randomly like to get in the way of that. So I would catch myself doing that. Hold on, I'm gonna get my palettes out. Oh, TikTok. I was talking about TikTok. And so I don't like my For You page to not look a certain way, which most of the stuff I like on my For You page is a little smidgen of a comedy. Not too much. I don't like it all full because comedy on TikTok tends to have trends of like being the same thing over and over again. And like it's funny the first couple times, like I get that. But after the first 5 times, you can cut that out. I don't want to keep on seeing the same joke over and over again. So I only like a little amount of comedy on my For You page. And then it's makeup, art, and then like fashion stuff and like nail stuff. So basically just creative stuff. And it was really getting out of hand, and it's like random stuff. And when I catch myself, I was like, okay, let me go on and refresh my For You page. I did that. I want to say this morning. The way that I do it is I always, at first I go past videos that I don't like, but then I just start clicking uninterested on every single video I don't like or don't want to see on my For You page. And I was like, okay, I said I didn't like that, so why does it keep on showing up? And it just showed me over and over again, like in the same order, the first For You page that I saw, just in the same order again. I refreshed. Okay, I was like, okay, these are some new videos, and then it'll be like the same order of videos I've already seen. And I don't know what's going on because I like refreshed the app, like I split it up and like closed it out completely. Still showed me the same videos. And the only thing that like is keeping me like watching TikTok right now is going on my following, like the people that I'm following. But the thing is every time you go on there, it like refreshes. So then you have to start all over, and then you have to go back down to things that you've already seen and go back to that. And it's so much. Don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Anyways, and so that's just been getting on my my nerves so much. Really, I just stopped being on TikTok altogether, and I've just been watching YouTube for right now. And also, I've been trying to do that more during the summer because I realized how much I do use TikTok. And I was like, okay, wait, I said green. Oh well. Now I'm going in with this Dreamer shade. Well, Dreamer, that's what it's called. And then it's a green, like minty shade. But I realized how much I use TikTok, and I was like, okay, maybe I don't need to be on TikTok like 24/7 basically. And so I've been trying to cut back on how much I use it. Only thing is, there's like basically nothing to watch on YouTube. And at first I was seeing people talk about that on TikTok, and I was like, oh, you guys just aren't watching the right people. Like, I have so many people to watch, like Curtis Connor and Jarvis Jarvis. And like the Sad Boys podcast, and what else? I can't think of people off the top of my head now. But like, I've had people to watch. So I was like, you guys just aren't watching the right people. And then I actually sat down and tried to watch, like, just try to watch YouTube videos. Oh, I got hair in my mouth. And I could barely find anything to watch. And I was like, okay, maybe they did have a point. Maybe they actually were onto something. And I was just too stuck in my ways to see it. And now I'm mad because I'm basically like watching the same 5 people all over again. And I don't want to do that because I'm getting bored of watching them. And the thing is, like, I like watching deep dives because it's fun to watch deep dives. But I'm seeing the same couple of topics. That's the one thing I hate too, when you see, because there's this girl that I watch, I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but she basically like goes over MLMs and like scams and all that kind of stuff. And as you probably know, you've probably seen it all over TikTok and everywhere. People are talking about the veneer stuff. I watched her videos when they came out and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, I watched it. Let's go. Let's get to another topic. And obviously I get, everybody wants to like capitalize. Well, not capitalize. Everyone wants to talk about the same topic. Like, it's popping, you want to talk about it. But then you see everybody talking about it. And it's like, okay, how much more can we say? How much more can we say? Like, all of us are having the same opinions. It's illegal. Stop doing it. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But, like, I saw her video. She did, I think she made, like, a follow-up. And then it's like, I don't want to see any more about this topic, like, at all. And also, if, like, somebody's really late to a topic, it's like, okay, I get it, but, like, I don't want to see it. I'm sorry. Like, there's just nothing to watch. And then also, I like watching movies and shows and all that. I've been, like, getting into Bob's Burger recently. And so funny. I love it. I love watching that show. Only thing is, I have Hulu, but I have the one with ads. And it's really annoying to watch something with ads. So that's annoying. But otherwise, it's a very entertaining show. But the thing with me in movies is, for me to sit down and watch a movie takes so much energy. Like, you don't understand how much energy it takes me to watch it. Especially, like, if it's a long movie, why are you making it that long? Like, for example, of a movie I watched recently, Waves. I really love the movie. Only thing is the, like, tonal shift after, spoilers if you haven't seen Waves, after the son went to prison, the tonal shift of, like, it being all about him and then shifting to the daughter, which it felt like 2 different movies, which is fine, but at the same time, after he got arrested, I was like, okay, is that the end of the movie? Like, is that it? And then I saw we still had an hour left. I was like, okay, what else are we gonna do? Like, it was a cool movie. Like, I love the cinematography and all that stuff, but, like, I was not expecting it to be so, like, cinematography. Like, it was just so much. Because the scenes were really pretty, like I said. But it was just a lot of those scenes. And it was a lot to watch. But it was a good movie. It was a lot to watch. And movies are just so long. And I don't know if I had that commitment. Especially, like, watching new movies. Because I'm, like, really stuck in my ways. And I just, like, watch the same movies. And also, I watch a lot of kid shows. Like, for example, I'm rewatching My Little Pony right now because I love My Little Pony. I love Care Bears too. I actually collect Care Bears. I have a big one that's from 1986, 85. I also have one from 1985, I think. I have like 3 Sleepy Grumpies. And I just love Care Bears. But the thing is I tend to just rewatch stuff that I've already watched, or like kids movies, because kids movies are predictable. I like predictable, but at the same time, the thing is, I like predictable, but at the same time, I don't like predictable. So it's really hard for me to decide to watch something, because it's like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, especially because if it's one of those slow-paced movies that's like, oh, you gotta really think about it, so many things you gotta catch, sometimes I don't be like the movies. Like, they be taking too long to get to the point, and like, oh, especially when it's like, this has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but when it's a cringy movie, like, oh, or like when it's an old movie and like there's things that are like not per se outdated, I would say, but like, I don't know, just, it was cool at the time, but now it's like not, so now it just sounds weird, and like, why are you saying that? Which obviously I know why you're saying that, because it was an older movie, but still, you get what I mean. And just watching a movie or even a show, I started watching Light as a Feather. I don't know if you know what Light as a Feather is, but it has Peyton List in it, and who else is in it? Brent Rivera's. Who is that guy that like does like, he's like a kid's YouTube channel, which I was really surprised to see him, because it's on Hulu. Light as a Feather. It's like a, I don't know how you would describe it. It's like, let me think. Suspense horror, like suspenseful thriller. That's what it's called. It's a thriller. And it's a really good show. I just can't sit down and watch it, because it's one of those shows that's like an hour, like all the episodes are like 40 minutes long. And I like things like that, but at the same time, it's so much to digest. So much. Like, you're watching a mini movie every time you watch an episode. And I don't know if I have the capacity to get back into it. Also, Lock and Key. I was still on season 1. My mom finished the whole thing. That's why I can't watch shows with my mom, because she just, like, we'll start watching the show together and she'll just finish it without me, because I was taking too long to go back and watch it with her. Gets on my nerves, but like, I can't blame her for real, because I do take forever to get, like, once we start a show, I'm real into it. We watching it all the time, but if you don't tell me to watch it right then, or like if I'm in the mood to watch it but you're not, well, that's gone out the window. I don't know what to tell you. And that happened with that show. Like, it's a really good show. So good. Still haven't watched it. Still have not finished it. So many shows, like, I keep on telling myself, oh, today, because I don't want to watch Light as a Feather at night, because it is a thriller, and I don't need to be thinking about that before I go to bed. And I'm like, okay, since it's nighttime right now, I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. And then tomorrow gets there, and I'm like, oh, I didn't watch it. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. And the cycle just keeps on going. And the cycle's been going on forever, because this movie, what's it called? I think it came out recently, fall. That movie about those two girls on that huge pole or whatever. I keep on seeing it on TikTok of like the huge twist. Don't tell me. The huge twist. And I keep on saying, oh, I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it now, because it seems like scary. Not scary, but like something you don't want to watch at night. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to wait. And then I wait. It just keeps on going, keeps on building. It's a never-ending cycle for real. But and then also, I was telling my mom this, like, it doesn't, let me process what I want to say. We were talking about how shows take forever to be produced now, which they do. Takes so long. Like, for example, like Stranger Things, been in production, well, not been in production, but like, the show I want to say started in 2016. Those actors were children, little children, and now they're grown adults. Like, y'all been shooting this show forever, and y'all only on, what, they were filming season 5 or something? Like, usually, back in the day, by that time, y'all would have been on, like, season 8 or something. Like, y'all would have been made it. Y'all been a long way. I don't know what shift to make it, like, you have to wait 2 years for a show to come out, or, like, the new season of a show to come out. I don't know who decided that was a good idea to make everybody wait. I don't like that, because I didn't lose interest, because when the Stranger Things, that new season, I can't remember what season we're on, season 4, I think. When that came out, I watched it, like, as soon as it came out. Loved it. But I hate that you have to wait so long to see it. And like, because when I started the show, when I started the show, because the show had already been out for like years, but I was in 6th grade when I started the show. And this last one came out the summer right before 9th grade. And I loved it, but like, can y'all hurry it up? Like, I can get with Stranger Things because that show has like so much production into it, like the makeup, the effects. I can't think of the word that I'm trying to look for, but like all the things that they add to show make sense. But other shows, like, I don't know, like Euphoria or something. Why does it take? No, I might not be true on that one because I don't watch Euphoria. But like, just in general, why does it take you so long to film things? And especially because, like, oh, also, why are the seasons and stuff so short? Because at first I was like, okay, it's because of all like the high production value and like all that stuff. Like, that's why there's so little episodes and like how long the episodes are, because most episodes now are like 40 minutes or whatever. And then like one day I was like getting into Gilmore Girls. Those episodes are 40 minutes long. So what is it that makes you guys like decide, oh yeah, we're gonna make you guys wait for two years to see the show, but we're only gonna give you 6 episodes. They're little movies, but we're only giving you 6 episodes. Like, yes, I binged it all in one night because it's only 6 episodes, and that's only technically like 6 hours. So like, I don't know why I structured my sentence like that. That's confusing. But what I'm saying is, who said that was a good idea? Like, yes, the people are most definitely gonna want these short seasons that they have to wait years to get, and they're gonna be so happy with that. Which, yes, I do like the show. Whatever hypothetical show we're talking about, I do like it. But I would like it to be quicker, get to me quicker, and also more episodes. Like, that's another reason why I like to watch kids shows, because there's so many seasons. And like, for example, I'm watching Adventure Time right now because I watched it as a kid, but obviously, you know, when you watch things as a kid, you don't really understand or like remember everything that's going on, especially with cable, because I realized like when I was watching Adventure Time again that, oh, I've never seen this episode a day in my life. And I would be on Cartoon Network like every day, and I've never seen that episode a day in my life. I was like, oh, this is new to me. And it's because of cable, and like, so that's why I like to go back and rewatch it. But like, there's, I want to say 10 seasons. Like, there's a lot to watch. And like My Little Pony, there's 9 seasons, and those seasons there's like 20 25 episodes, and there's like that season finale. And like, why can't everything be structured like that? Like, why all of a sudden we get older, get to teens and like young adults, all of a sudden we have to get these small condensed things? I'm trying to figure out what else I want to do. Oh, Insta. Oh, Insta. Being an artist on Insta should not be this hard. It was originally a photo app. Why is sharing photos so hard now? Why do I have to do so many things for people to even see my stuff? Because being on Instagram is so annoying. Because one, like, I was really on my, like, your following page or whatever. I don't know what it's called on Instagram. But I was literally on my home page, and I was like, oh, since when did I start following this girl? Because I saw her and I was like, okay, I'm seeing your art, but I've never seen it a day in my life. Why are you on my following page? And then I read it. It said suggested. Why are you showing me this? Because, excuse me, most of the things I see on my homepage are just suggested things, not the people I follow. It makes me so annoyed, especially when I'm like, because most of the time now, I post on Insta, but very rarely, because it gets on my nerves. And I post very rarely because of that. And So I really just go on Instagram to like get inspo, like for nails, makeup, and art, or like to look for a certain artist because I can't remember if I follow them on TikTok or not. And that's what I do. And so when I'm looking, I want to see the people I follow, not random people I've never seen a day in my life. And it's just annoying. Like, why am I seeing you? And then also like with this meta stuff, whatever they're doing, what color did I use? This meta stuff is getting my nerves. I don't really know what's going on because I haven't cared to look into it, but I do know it's something about like AI taking things. It's, oh my gosh, so annoying. And I heard people talking about the app Kara, whatever that is, and I like was looking at it. I don't like how it looks. I'm sorry. I don't like it. It just looks not weird, I would say, but I don't think it's for me. And I don't know what to do because on TikTok I post my art, and I like posting my art on TikTok because I have a lot of mutuals on there. But it's just like, it's so hard to be a creative, especially because I'm always like so indecisive if I want to go to school for art. And I'm leaning towards no because so many like people are saying, oh, like jobs are leaving and like AI is taking over. And oh my gosh, I'm struggling with this palette. And it's a headache. I said that I was just gonna go to school, like go to veterinary school, because I've loved animals since I was like in pre-K, and I still love animals. Only thing is, I don't know how I feel about like actually doing, I don't know how I feel about actually like doing work. I think I'm just gonna be like a vet tech or something, because my real dream is to like be able to sell my art and like do that and like be my own boss, which be your own boss is like everybody's dream, which who wouldn't want that? And it's like, oh my gosh. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, but it seems fun. I just like it. And in this, like, with everything going on in the world, so much, it's so hard to know what to do. Because it's like, oh, is that job even gonna be there? Like, is it gonna be there? I think I'm gonna start to wrap this up because I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, and I don't think I have anything to talk about. But what I do know, actually, what do I know? Hold on. What I do know is that, actually, I don't know. Okay, so this is the finished look. I did my lips, and I did like white. I used that white eyeliner that I showed for my lashes. The only thing is now I'm like seeing little white particles at the bottom of my eyeballs, and I know why, because it's in my line of vision. But I really like the lips. I just don't think it goes with the look that much. But we'll power on because I am done with this makeup. I'm done. Because I want to get done and film the TikTok that I had planned about. I think I'm just going to do TikTok because it's just going to be multiple parts. Well, bye guys.